Book Interrupted has been nominated for a People's Choice Podcast Award. We'd like to thank our fans for all your support. Voting is still open if you'd like to vote for us at www.podcastawards.com. We can be found under the leisure section.
Mind, body, and soul. The information is the goal. Try to learn something new without being
The fan episode. This is the episode where we talk about what fans thought. All right. So as we mentioned last time, our new fan episode is just any comment that we got during the book cycle, right? It's not necessarily about Sapiens, just to remind everyone. We got some things on our Facebook page from blog posts. And I really like this. Leah put what the meal she'd eat for the rest of her life. And it was really
so specific.
Heavy. Very heavy too.
So specific.
It was linguine with burnt butter.
Very heavy.
And
pecorino? Like
yeah,
Parmesan.
yeah. Parmesan, yeah.
So you just don't plan on pooing for the rest of your life. Just
Never
off
again.
It's
So
that
someone was
good.
like,
It
wow,
tastes that
yum.
good.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought so too.
good. And it's actually a dish that they used to make, they probably still make. We're going as a family trip to the old spaghetti factory, to a restaurant next weekend, and it's a dish they make there, and it is like, it's so easy, but it's so right. I love it. I eat it every day, and pooing.
Can you make it? Do you make it at home?
Sure, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing to it. You just make linguine, and
But
then
do
like,
you?
Yeah.
He makes it at home. Yeah.
That's like my staple go-to meal of I need to eat my feelings.
That's why I
That's
never
it
order
right there.
pasta at restaurants, because it's so easy to make it at home.
Yeah,
I always feel
I
like at a
don't-
restaurant I should order something I'm not going to make myself.
Me too.
Yeah, me
Leah
too.
is a fantastic cook, guys. I don't even think you
So
understand.
there's nothing she couldn't make herself.
So if we're all in
Like-
Ontario one day, we
Probably
can all go
not
over
gonna
and you can make it for us.
And she just,
Oh, yeah.
and she plates
Oh, yeah.
everything.
Oh, yeah, you are.
And it's amazing. Yeah.
Thank you. I love it.
Yeah, I thought I wanted it too. When you put it, I was like, this is amazing. Like,
Just because you said burnt butter, it sounds so
I
fancy.
know.
It
does
sounds
sound
fancy, but it's not. It's just browning the butter. It's like being
It's just I left it on too
forgetting
long
for
by
several
accident.
minutes. Yeah, forgetting for several minutes. Drinking
That's
too much wine.
Slightly less
forgetting what
glamorous,
you're
yeah.
doing.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
not even a good technique. It's just to drink too much technique.
That's how I do it.
Oh, that's
Wonderful, delicious.
Okay, so another comment is from one of Leah's, her how she would do art, and the artist is Leah McBean, and it was when she did the caricatures of us from Nonviolent Communication. They're so funny.
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
no. It didn't hurt anyone's feelings, did it?
I loved
chose-
mine.
I love
I only
it.
have
chose
one
my-
feeling.
But I chose the.
And
I
it's
just
not her.
randomly
Not her, it's
chose
silly.
the list from the list. Like, it's not like I added those comments; those were from the book.
Yeah, from the
but-
book.
Yeah.
I made sure the blog was clear on that, just in case people
Okay,
who
so
hadn't
it's like,
listened
I
to the
didn't want
episode.
people to think that I was like saying that.
Call you
for
out?
instance, Sarah was like feels neglected when I
It's
don't
pretty-
know.
That was the
Ew.
one that they
Ew.
commented on.
Kim was like,
Yeah,
was
that's probably
like-
true.
"Oh, really?"
They did
'Cause
match
Kim was
okay.
like, "You are disgusting," and I was
I
like,
don't
"That's
remember
funny,"
what-
'cause
I don't
feel like
remember
Kim
mine.
would-
I never saw mine, but I don't even care because I loved how good I looked as a caricature.
Oh my god. I
Yeah,
love you,
it's
Leah,
scary.
but I looked scary. I was like, you think
I
I'm
was-
that old? Oh my
I didn't
goodness.
think you looked old or
I
scary.
look like
I
Gollum
was
in
trying to
this.
make you look
But,
like moody. Like,
but I
something
love you. I
moody.
liked the drawing. I
Moody.
just yeah.
Oh,
And I
you
think
don't look
I think it
old
was
to me
fun.
at all.
But,
No, I
you
liked
don't look
Leah.
old.
Well, I liked yours the best. You looked like she looked like I don't know, a
Potato?
young
my.
boy just
Oh,
going through
Leah's.
puberty
Yeah,
or
Leah's
something.
was
Yeah,
the
it was
cutest.
like
The round
yeah,
head.
They
Yeah.
made the
It was
super
so
round head. It was
cute.
it's just hilarious.
It's good. Yours is a good
Lindsay,
point.
yours was the only one that I was like, I need to loop back and do again, but I was on a critical checking off the mission. Honestly, because I was
fine.
like, I know I took umbrage with it, and I was like, she's gonna not love this. Everyone else was really round, And yours was one of the first. I think yours was the first one I drew before I got into that vibe.
Yeah. It's
This
no,
is the
it's
vibe.
fine. I like it. Like I think it's really cool, and I think it's. So
I'm gonna
cool that
make
did-
you a special new one as a gift.
Oh,
I hate mine too. I hate mine too.
Love it. Love it.
Fuck
Do
off,
around.
Kim, yours
bad.
is great.
I shouldn't have said anything. I knew I
I
shouldn't
just
have
want
said
more.
anything,
No,
but-
I really. That's it. I'm glad you're being honest because that was the one that I was like, it needs more time, but I just.
Well,
Don't
you know,
have
we
it.
when we talked about nonviolent communication, and you and I both said, if you feel something, say it. I won't be
Say
offended. So
No, well, it's
Yeah.
good
There you
because I
go.
felt the same way. Everyone else's I really loved. Like,
Yeah,
I
you
loved
got
Yeah.
mine with my eyebrows. Like,
You're
I
like,
know, it was
Sarah,
so-
help me, help me. I loved it. And Mares, I've loved Mares. Mares was like, it's got it all.
It's got it all.
I loved her.
That's good.
But I hope it didn't offend anyone. It was really fun doing caricatures for the first time. So
That's fun.
forgive me
Yeah.
if I was.
no, it was
No,
great.
I like
thought
your
it was
no, I think it's
hilarious.
really fun.
Good. Yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
I'm not offended.
Okay,
I just
good.
I think it's
That's
fun.
that hasn't kept you up at night. Yours is coming.
No.
You're gonna be plushy. You're gonna be supple and round.
Perfect. I want to be fat.
Yeah, you're pretty much getting mine, but with hair.
Just do that.
Just
Just
said
do.
that with hair.
Do it.
Well, my face is longer, so it's fine. You
No,
know.
it was like I was trying to be like mysterious.
Book interrupted.
Okay, here's my interruption. My interruption is book interrupted because I am trying to read Sapiens, but instead I'm listening to the podcast. I had an extra half an hour today, and I thought, oh, I'll just go park somewhere, you know, and I'll go to a park or whatever, and I'll read some Sapiens. But on the way here, I decided to listen to the newest episode, and I haven't picked up the book.
Book interrupted.
A fellow podcaster went on our Twitter and really liked Lindsay's children book choice, the Goosebumps and all the scary ones, and they retweeted it.
Yeah.
Your blog.
Oh,
post.
really? Do you guys
Thinking
read
of
all
it.
those books? Do you used to
I
read
loved
them?
Fear
Goosebumps?
Street. I did Fear Street. Do you remember Fear Street?
Yeah,
It was like
Fear Street.
the step up, like the older book to Goosebumps.
Yeah.
I read all this. Had
remember.
like a scary, jagged writing and fluorescent letters on it.
Maybe
Yeah,
I would
actually,
do, like, one
everyone's
name, like
book
the
choices,
babysitter,
yeah.
Yeah.
the fun house,
Yeah.
the
Give me another example.
If it wasn't that writing, I thought it was not a horror movie, a horror book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
know
really
Lindsay
weird
was
listening to all that.
such a horror. Like you said, you're currently working on possibly some
Zombies?
zombie
Zombie.
content. Yeah, like a
I like
real
zombies.
scary-
I like horror. It's not my only thing I like, but I grew up reading all those scary books. So
I think what I love most about zombies is that zombies is one of those things that makes a real human element out of scary because they're like diminished
yeah.
scary in a way. They're like, you know what I'm saying?
Decaying.
Yeah.
you feel like it
And
could
you're
happen.
so close to being that
Could
zombie
happen.
too,
Yeah.
right?
Freddie talks about it all the time. He's like,
Yeah.
when the zombie apocalypse happens, then I'll
Mhm.
get a gun. And I'm
Mm.
like, okay, great.
I say it all when the
Awesome.
zombie. Laird and I, when we drive by all the time, any graveyard, Laird calls it the zombie storage, and he goes, "Oh, it's a zombie storage."
Oh,
And
Oh my
he doesn't like
God.
zombies, but it's for me. And I'm like,
Yeah, I
oh, we
don't
wouldn't
like
want to
them.
live here because it's way too close to zombie storage.
And
like,
get out of
yeah.
there.
So,
Zombie
did you watch
storage.
Walking Dead? Are you a Walking Dead watcher?
I watched it for a bit, but a little
You
bit.
don't like
I liked
zombies
it.
that much, then?
No, I really love. Oh my God, what's the book?
I Am Legend.
No,
Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
I like that movie. That was good. No, there's a book. Oh
Bram
my God.
Stoker.
So,
No.
you gave it to
No,
me.
that's
Uh,
vampires.
That's vampires.
World War Z. World War
Yes,
Z.
World War
World
Z's so good.
World War Z.
Or Z if you're
Read-
if you're not Canadian.
I say
Read
Z.
that book. It is so good. It's like a real life, almost like they take as if you're reading a like a real account of what would happen. And I think it'd be really interesting reading it after the pandemic. So like how countries are closing their borders so that zombies can't get in, and how
love
zombies
that
are getting
movie.
places, and how but it feels like you're really reading like an account of history of what happened at the zombie apocalypse. Yeah.
I think you gave me that book. I think
I
it's
probably
like up
did.
there.
I love that book.
We should read it again.
I haven't read that book, but I had no idea it was a book. That's one of my favorite zombie movies, though.
Oh,
I've watched
you
it
should read the
4
book.
times.
The book's better.
You might have
I'm
to cut
so
it in half.
excited.
Yeah.
You might
It's
have
a
to cut
big
it in
one.
half.
Listen,
It's like that. It's not like
this is the
densely
new.
packed.
Who
This is
likes
the new Sapiens? Don't start with me, Meredith. I will cut a book in half.
I was okay with it. It's very practical.
You
I'm
were the
all-
only one on my
Like,
my.
This is practical. It
team.
makes sense.
I was on your team. I was totally on your
Were
team.
you?
Yeah. I
Do
would
you
cut
guys
my book
remember?
in half.
Do you guys remember 28 Days Later? Did you ever see?
Oh, I like
zombie
that. That
movie?
was a
It's
good zombie movie
fucking
too.
terrifying.
I hate horror.
I don't know if I saw
horror
that.
I
books,
haven't watched
horror
a
movies.
single.
I can't.
Not one. Not
I
one
like
zombie
horror.
movie. I haven't read.
Good.
I haven't watched.
Shaun
or
of the
watched-
Dead is a good
Shaun
intro.
of the
I
Dead.
love
Shaun
Shaun
of the
That's
Dead.
different.
Yeah,
That's
you might like that.
amazing.
You might
It's
like Shaun
so
of the Dead because it's
I love
It's a
it.
who are those
comedy,
guys?
Sarah.
What are those guys?
Oh,
What's
it's
their
funny.
names?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I haven't watched
Yeah,
any zombie.
you could just.
The only zombie thing I've watched is Thriller.
Oh, what are those
No.
guys' names? Have you seen?
His name's Simon, I think. Simon
Martin
Pegg?
Freeman and Simon Pegg. Martin Freeman
Pegg.
thinks in
Okay.
it too.
It's like
It's
anyway. I
good.
have it. We should watch it.
Okay, we
You
should probably
have
talk.
it?
Yeah. Oh,
Shaun
Okay.
of the Dead?
Shaun of the
Okay.
Dead is hilarious.
It's
Those
so
two guys are
funny.
hilarious. Yeah.
My favorite part of that, like, this doesn't give anything away, but like, he's walking through. I think they show it twice for it to be funny. Like, he walks through town, he goes past this hungover guy and over here to the store, and like he's just doing what he's doing.
Yeah,
And then the next day when he does it, they're actually zombies, but you can barely tell the difference because it just looks
Yeah.
like everybody in the morning
Exactly.
in Britain or whatever.
That's the opening sequence.
Forgot
It's
about
so
that.
good.
Yeah,
It's so good. That's so
It's
funny.
good.
Oh, that's about as close as
it's so funny. Like,
ever
we're
come to a horror movie. They're so,
So,
scary, guys.
I love how we just like started on books.
cyborgs, and we've
yeah,
ended on
cyborgs.
zombies.
and then-
You know what?
Now we've got books and
in Sapiens, he didn't talk anything about us becoming zombies,
No,
right?
Yeah.
I know.
It was a missed
Should we
opportunity.
write Yuval a
Missed
strongly
oppor-
worded letter?
We want you to write us the book about the zombie apocalypse and tell us what's going down
Mhm.
so
on.
we can be prepared. Is it good to live by a graveyard or not?
The zombie revolution is the next
Lindsay needs to know.
revolution.
It's important.
Mhm.
I mean, I could be a prepper. I think that I could possibly, the preppers who like
Really?
prepare for
No,
the
what are
apocalypse.
the-
I think that Josh
Oh, you
is
don't know
low
what
key preparing all the time. He has like walkie talkies that work without like satellites or so. You know what I mean? Like ones
I
that'll
know what a
work.
prepper
I
is,
have a
yeah.
I have
Oh,
a
Rob
radio
is so
that's solar
a
powered.
prepper.
just
Yeah,
in
yeah,
case.
yeah. He's got
Rob
low-key
already
things
has
like
his
that. Like, we don't
bag
need this.
packed.
Oh yeah, these go bag. They're
Yeah.
called go bags. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Oh.
to
He
Dan,
actually
I
looks
like,
forward to the apocalypse.
I like to think about the future. I said, Dan, how do we need to prepare for the future? Like, what do we need to plan now so that in like 10, 20 years, like we're, and he's like, are you going to become a prepper? I was like, well, no, I just want to be prepared for the future. Like, I don't need to do all the extreme stuff, but maybe we should have bottled water on hand just in case of something. I don't know.
Yeah, I was pregnant. I became a hardcore nester, which was looked a lot like in my version of nesting looks a lot like being a prepper.
Yeah.
And I created a lot. I had Tupperware bins tied in ropes, so in case you couldn't reach it, there was a way you could like pull it to you. It got weird. It got weird. I don't know what I was afraid of, but I couldn't watch any environmental stuff, no global warming stuff. But I was prepped. And then on this last move that we just had in May, I had to say goodbye because
Purge.
I had to purge my
Now the
prepping.
disaster.
Also, I went.
happen.
I know now. And then I went through a lot of stuff and I was like, well, it's all expired.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
I wish I had it so I could take pictures for the podcast to show you what was in my bin.
What was
pretty
it?
cool.
Talking about the future, this is kind of not the same but different. I have a life insurance plan through the company I used to work with, and I was renewing it personally. So she was going through it with me because I get to keep on doing it through them. And this was before COVID, and she was saying things that they cover, and I was surprised they cover suicide. And I was like, really? Like, they're like,
Wow.
well, it's mental health issue and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, that's really
Progressive.
great.
That's amazing.
Right. Yeah, I thought so too. And they're like, but we do not cover if you die from a pandemic. And I was like, okay, no problem. And then literally a year later or whatever, I was like, holy cow.
How
They
relevant.
don't cover it. Yeah. But yeah, that's just interesting that they said that before it hit. Like, it's almost like maybe the insurance company knew that it was
I know,
coming.
I'm like,
They
it's-
know,
that's
right?
That's how
suspicious.
conspiracy
I'm sure they
know
a lot more
start,
than
my
we.
friend.
That's we figured it out. That's how they start
Some coincidence.
with Sarah.
Although it's interesting that they're swinging the other way, because it used to be like, it's nice that they're considering mental health as like a real cause of death, right? Because it's like, this is a big deal that if things go that way. Because
That's what I thought.
That's what I
Like-
thought too. When she
Preventable
told me,
death.
I'm like, that is so great because that's true. People, that is a mental health issue.
Mhm.
If someone commits suicide, that's something they're having a mental health issue. It's not.
Yeah, you're not trying to be bad. You're not trying to commit a crime necessarily. Like, you know, there's like it's a crime, but like you're not trying to be bad. You're desperate.
Relieve pain, or something.
Yeah.
This
I know,
took
like,
us
what a great let's end on that note.
Do you?
Yeah,
is there
there is
any
one
other-
more. We could either do.
Yeah, let's
Someone
hear it.
commented on Kim's Disney princess post. Did you guys see that? Disney
Oh, it was
princesses in
such a good
therapy.
post, guys.
It was really
funny.
Oh
yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I didn't see this.
Okay, do you want to say it, Kim? Do you remember the
It
funny
was like
things?
the princesses in therapy. The
Mhm.
only one I can think of that's just going to keep the darkness down, but like was like for maybe was it Sleeping Beauty, like the therapist being like, let's talk about consent or something.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I can't
yeah.
remember, but like it was
It
kind
was
of
like
along
Val,
those
they're
lines. Like
so he took you, he imprisoned you, and or whatever like that. Right?
Yeah.
Like talking about like
like
their
reflecting
issues.
back their
Oh my
stories to
goodness,
them.
I didn't see this.
These celebrated. I just thought it was so relevant because we're always trashing the Disney princesses on this podcast.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was like for Beauty and the Beast. He's like, so you imprisoned you, and then gave you a
Thank you.
bunch of gifts, and then like you did like it was all of them, and like consent. What was the other?
Yeah.
one?
The
I
Little
didn't
Mermaid. You
see
gave
him
up
this way
everything and
before,
your family for him.
But it's
Yeah.
snowing out.
Oh, and Mulan was like. To make your father accept you for who you were, you had to
you
pretend to
pretended
be
a
a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saved
Yeah,
the
yeah.
country.
And kill
went to
like
war.
the biggest. They went to war, had to kill off the biggest army in the world.
No
Like,
big
yeah.
deal.
For your father's approval.
And there's one more. We could do the last one, I guess, if you don't mind, Kara.
Yeah. Of course.
Is Michael McIntyre. I had like a funny clip about how you know you're in a long-term relationship,
Oh, yeah.
and someone wrote like I laughed through the whole thing. Basically, they wrote. They're like, it's so funny. And my favorite part of that clip is like, you know, you're in a long-term relationship if you take off your own clothes before you have sex. That's the moment.
Oh,
That's the
Yeah,
moment
it's
you
like,
entered a
oh,
long-term
no.
relationship when you take care of your own clothes.
It's so
That's
true.
faster.
That is
It's
very
just-
true. Yes.
Yeah. Coffee time.
We only have 5 minutes.
It still does not make sense because we're ahead of the
Wow.
schedule.
That's so
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Tune in,
yeah.
4% fix.
Okay.
All the
Okay.
confusion will be
Hot
solved.
coffee conversation.
To the 4% fix. Yeah. Anyway.
If you've enjoyed these video highlights, listen to the full episode on our YouTube channel or wherever you get your podcasts. Remember to like and subscribe and ring that bell to be notified when new episodes are published. Find out more by going to www.bookinterrupted.com.
Book Interrupted.